The first thing I want to talk about, two days ago I saw a video by Dr. Umar Ifatunde. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's a black dude, very, very pro-African. He's a psychologist, he's an author. He made a video, and in the video he was explaining how a pedophile would side with the LGBT community. Bro, it's one of those videos where you watch and you go, oh, wow. Like, I never saw it. Like, I never thought of it at that angle. I'm gonna have Kelly play it so we could talk about it. So Kelly, can you play that clip of the doctor?
Pedophile. I don't want to go to jail. I want pedophilia to become normal. I want it stricken from the criminal code altogether. I'm going to push LGBTQ. Because if a child is old enough to decide I never want to have children, take my testicles, take my ovaries. If an 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old child is old enough to make those 3 decisions, how can you argue that they're not old enough to decide to have sex?
Wow.
The argument of the pedophile is going to be backed up by this LGBT crusade against our children, because in their sick minds, they are rationalizing the argument before the courts. If he's old enough to say, I don't want my testicles, if she's old enough to say, I never want to have children, if he's old enough to say, I want to live my life as a girl, if she's old enough to say, I want to live a life as a boy and I don't care about having kids, and she can say this at 12, is she not also old enough to decide when she's ready to have sex?
Wow. Like, okay.
That's awful.
You guys see, okay, you see that, and when somebody breaks it down like that, like, and hearing that point of view and acknowledging, okay, the fact that we live in a society, and let's be honest, just yesterday I saw that NBC producer, the pedophile guy, he got sentenced, okay? So to act like it's not happening is unbelievable. The show To Catch a Predator went on for season after season after season with no shortage of pedophiles. Bro, like, they could have had double episodes going at the same time. The only reason that that show got canceled, you know why, right, Kevon?
Didn't one of the guys?
One guy ran in the house. He was like he worked for like the city, and he committed suicide, so they had to cancel the show. I would have kept it. I would have.
That means there's so many still out there, and there's like they're not stopping the show at all.
Yeah, and that's just one. Exactly. So that aside, knowing the fact that the elites, these elites, all these famous people used to fly to an island to have sex with underage kids, okay, and the ringleader got murdered in jail because he knew he had all the proof and all that stuff, right? Then you watch a movie like Sound of Freedom, okay, which, mind you, the mainstream, they don't want you guys to see it. They always wanted to keep it hush-hush. Thank God it made all the money that it did. It exposed sex trafficking, which we got to see how bad and how serious it was. Then there's over 85,000 children missing in the past 2 years from our southern border, which is kind of weird. That's why they want the border completely wide open. It's votes, and it's an endless supply of these young, innocent kids. Then you have the Maui fires that happened, and there's still almost 2,000 children missing. It's a weird pattern that's happening, right? Nobody's talking about it. Right. Yesterday I read a story. That's why I wanted to talk to Malik. This is a crazy story, guys. You guys can look it up. 1,000 children have been reported missing around Cleveland this year. It's crazy. Including nearly 50 minors who have disappeared from the same area so far this month. According to the Ohio Attorney General's Office Missing Children's website, a total of 1,072 children have been reported missing so far in 2023, just from the Cleveland-Akron area, bro. That's a lot of kids, all right? And that includes 45 children reported missing from the Akron area in September so far. So the question becomes, and I'll tie it all together, when are we, as a society, going to stop pretending that it's not just whatever? It's not an issue. Okay, missing children that apparently vanish out of thin air, and the sexualization of children under the guise of, it's just they're free. They're living in their truth.
Right.
You hear that crap? Okay. When are we going to say, as a people? I'm talking to everybody out there. Enough is enough. Okay, and please don't act like it's not a problem. I'm sick and tired of people saying that BS, and it's not just happening here. In the Netherlands, people think it's an American issue. It's not just America. Kelly's going to show this clip. In the Netherlands, there is a TV kids show called Simply Naked, all right, where adults get naked in front of children. Kelly has the clip where, in this episode, a transgender got undressed in front of 10 and 12-year-olds. And you guys be the judge and tell me that this is appropriate, all right? It's going to be in their language. Kelly, can you play it really fast? There's subtitles. Look at this.
Volwassen mensen
Look, now look.
heel uit de kleren, zodat wij er wat van kunnen leren. Deze kinderen uit groep 7 en
Look at
8
this.
mogen aan hen alles vragen over hun
Watch this.
lichaam.
No, watch it. Keep watching.
Vandaag hebben we als gasten transgenders.
Look. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look. No, this is dead. Dude, this is dead serious.
Ew.
No, listen, watch.
En geen operaties ondergaan. Die heb ik wel wat in mijn broek, maar
Something in my...
ik heb nog steeds een
So liberal.
Dude, this is Netherlands. So when people think it's just look, yeah, look.
This is Portland.
Dude,
Yeah, it is.
En wat betekent dat?
It's a man, right?
that's a dude.
I think I met her on
Okay, yeah, Kelly, we're like, okay.
I have the body shape of a transgender. That's
no,
what I
guys,
realized.
and mind you, people, a couple of people had, like the other day were like, Vinny, because like you're really passionate. And mind you, I was asking Kelly the other day, like what I want to do more to try, dude, if we could help with any situation, anything to help, I'm looking into that. And if anybody in the chat mentions something where we could help, or I will go somewhere, anywhere to help, because talk is cheap. And these are one of the passions that I feel about is, dude, do whatever you want to do in your life. I don't care, okay? But when it comes to the kids, I have a huge problem. And notice how in prison, there's murderers, rapists, there's thieves, there's the scum of the earth. The most evil people are locked up in prison. When a pedophile or somebody that hurt a child goes in there, what do these evil people all do? They team up and they try to kill that person, because even these bad people know that that's the one thing that you don't mess with. And I'm gonna wrap it up. Here's some stats, okay, with how the tides are shifting. 1 out of 4 high school students today identify as LGBTQ. At Brown University, 38%, okay, almost 40% of the students identify as either homosexual, bisexual, asexual, pansexual, questioning, which I don't know what that means, or other. And here's another angle, and I'm gonna ask everybody else what they think. Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab, and all these damn elites, they're on record saying that the biggest threat to humanity is what? Brandon, you guys know?
Overpopulation.
No, not white supremacy. No, it's overpopulation. Well, like guess which group does not add to the overpopulation problem?
Trans.
The choppies.
The trans, gay, chop it, don't have any kids, and like those people
Feminists.
don't have children. Yeah, so I think it's time to stop pretending, acting like it's all a coincidence, and let this small little minority group, the alphabet folk, dictate how the rest of us live our lives and dictate how we live, especially when it comes to our
You know what,
children.
Vinny? Being open-minded is going to cost us, because Jeffrey Dahmer,
Yep.
he was caught with a young, like, teenager,
Mm-hmm.
and the kid was, like, drugged and trying to get away. And the police walked up, what's going on? Oh, we're just 2 guys having fun. And because of our open-minded society, nobody really wants to ask too many questions. All right, you guys just go back in the house. And he took the victim back in the house underage. And this is a perversion that's getting worse and worse.
And Kvon, do you think, because I mean, dude, it's inherently we are evil beings, like human beings. Dude, we're murderers, we're killers. Do you think that it's just like these people, they just can't help it? I'm talking about just the people that are doing it. But why is it such a, like, it seems like a coordinated effort from something bigger to have this happen?
You know, TikTok videos are pushing, you know, this is my 365th day of being a woman. And you got this, either the White House is like, oh, you're a woman now. So it's being pushed by the elites. It's being pushed by, because you go out to any soccer game, you ask a mom, do you think a boy should play against your son when they turn 15, 16? Everyone that I've ever met is like, no. But then the White House, you know, China, politicians, the Netherlands is pushing this on us.
But also-
so I don't understand.
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
You definitely really wanted to talk over him, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Out the gate.
I love it. Go ahead.
Immediately out the
Go
gate.
ahead.
I'm going to stare at myself.
No, go ahead.
Here's the thing. What's funny, on top of what you said, Deion Sanders came out and they asked him about the first female to kick for Jackson State.
I saw
Did
that
you see
kick.
that?
Yeah.
That was horrible.
So she kicked for Jackson State, which was interesting. And everyone's like, oh, first female kick for Jackson State. She didn't get it past the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, that's awesome.
She chunked it.
That's groundbreaking.
Yeah.
No, it's not groundbreaking. It's boring
No.
football. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Listen, I love to see women playing in male sports. But even Deion said, I hope she's okay. I hope she knows what she's getting into when she puts those pads on, right?
Yeah.
Back to the TikTok thing you were talking about. They're suppressing all the stories. They're taking them off TikTok. You're talking about Lahaina, where all those kids go. Where'd they go? Suppressing those stories, taking those off TikTok.
You don't see none of that.
You get your shit banned. You get your shit banned. Also, another thing, you were talking about the trans stuff. I have a daughter. I was watching Paw Patrol with her. You know what they have? You know what they introduced on Paw Patrol?
What's it called?
Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol.
Is it so cute?
It's so adorable,
cute. You know what's
but I know something bad's coming.
You know,
I just picture like...
No, they had a trans thing come out. It comes out of like the paw, that they have a whole thing, and it comes out paw. It's like, hey! But I was like, yeah, it was a whole thing. And I saw it, and I go, you've got to be kidding me. And I turned it off. She's like, no. I'm like, yes, no more. No more.
And it's like...
she's 2.
Yeah, and it's
she
slowly...
loved it.
Mind you, she's not going to get it there, but it starts there. They start bleeding it in and bleeding it in, bleeding it in.
Normalization.
Yeah, normalization.
100%.
And Brandon, I'm going to go to you after this. And bro, please, I want because guess what the left is brilliant at doing? Oh, you don't agree with us and the little kids, and they have their, then guess what? You're transphobic. You hate gay people.
Yeah.
No. Nobody's scared of you. Nobody, guess what? I don't give a shit. When it comes to the gay people, I know gay people, close friends, they don't like this whole movement with all these letters being added. It's like, bro, gay people fought for how long to get to where they're at, where nobody even cares unless you go to some damn Arkansas, some swamp where Ralph's family's from, and you go, I'm joking. But it's like, nobody cares, but now all these letters are creeping in, and it's like, no, you're perverting this movement. Okay, name me one other time, name me one other day, month, whatever, where it's cool for a grown man to walk outside butt naked because it's Pride Month and twerk and take his crotch out, be on a I saw this one in LA, in West Hollywood, a crucifix, and the guy's on it and another guy's crawling on him. Give me another day where that'd be cool. If today we said it's Valuetainment, Proud of Valuetainment Day, and we went outside and we took our pants off, they would shoot your ass in the streets. Oh, in Florida, they would hit you and keep going.
They would shoot me for another
It's
reason.
it's not right. So I hate when people try to come at me with the whole
They're hiding behind victimhood and then using it to force an agenda. It's like
beautiful. It is. Go ahead,
2%.
Brandon.
Yeah, no, so a lot of things come to mind with this. I mean, first of all, they're getting to the point where they're trying to like imprint the youth now. You know, like you're saying your 2-year-old daughter seeing it on her show. So like between age like 1 to 4, you're severely imprinted by your surroundings. So that's scary. They're putting in young kids content already. And then what you said, Kvon, about you asked like a soccer mom or something if they're okay with males playing against their 15-year-old daughters. In normal times they'd say hell no, but now we're getting to the point where culture is so influenced by the
the cool
what the TV
mom
is saying or what's like okay and what's the virtue signaling type of speak, and they're like, oh yeah, you know, you don't want to be like exclusionary or like oppressive and whatnot. So we're getting to the point where people are even afraid to say no to that, to reasonable things. And this whole thing, I think, is being like slow walked to the point where the people are gonna start saying like, oh, you know, minor attracted persons, it's a disease to be attracted to young kids and whatnot. So they're hearing shit like that from California, which is crazy, but they're slow walking their way towards that with this LGBT stuff by like pushing and pushing and pushing.
Yeah, one of the scariest movies was Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
And all he was doing was tucking it and standing in front of the mirror like, I'm a woman, I'm a woman. And that was a horror film. Now it's like, well, that's Wednesday.
Dude,
They teach
and put the lotion in the basket. I remember that. Yeah. He was like a weird. He was a weirdo. You're like,
But now he's running for office.
no,
I think,
dude, that's so freaking funny. And Brendan, it's a great point that you just made. The left, well, I say the left, the people, the wrong side.
The cabal.
It's funny how the cabal, they take something that's called pedophilia. You hear that word, bro? Pedo. You're a pet. That word is just, it disgusts me. But look what they do. They go, no. He's a minor attracted person. He's a map.
Rebranding it.
You're rebranding? Yeah, like Sprite and Zero Mist. It's like, no, dude. You're a disgusting human being. And, bro, those people, they have no business being in society. And the fact that we're making it kind of acceptable, which, by the way, that's why the doctor made a good point, dude. It's like they're sexualizing it, they're making it normal, and when they're young, dude, once you get these kids young, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
If they can do all that stuff to their body, guess what? Sex, we're gonna be like, dude, the kid did all this and all the surgery. Who cares if he's having sex? And we're just gonna brush it off, and that's the future. So, Brandon, but what do you think the overall thing is? What is it, the elite? Because I mentioned overpopulation because they're pushing, because guys, if you chop off your crotch, I'm sorry you're not having a kid. Trans men can get pregnant. You're lying to yourself. What do you think the overall thing is, Brendan? Is it because they want to sexualize them to actually hook up with them? Is it an overpopulation thing? What if you had to put your finger on it, if you had to pick one?
Well, they talk about, it's not necessarily a mystery. They're kind of trying to do a dehumanization push. So they're simultaneously trying to slow population growth by, whether it's pushing feminism, making people poorer through inflation, or pushing the LGBT stuff. All those things have cumulative effects of having less kids. So, you could see the global population trend is cratering the past 50 years, that's what they want.
Yep.
But also they're trying to make people less human because, the future, next 50 years or so, they're trying to incorporate robotics and all that type of stuff. And so the less, like male and female binary you are, the less human you are. So they're trying to make people feel less and less human and be more accepting of, altering yourself and all these type of severe ways.
And calling you a phobe is the first thing they do. Like, I've done comedy shows where they've had a drag queen dance in between, and you like it or not, that is not a children's library where they impose themselves and they're like, look at us 6-year-olds, what we can do. Like, not everything is for everybody. And I feel like they keep wanting to, there's a definite push towards the kids to normalize it instead of just something that adults do. Strip clubs are for adult males, but we don't have the stripper come read to the children.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's just, I don't understand.
And by the way, dude, I don't know about you guys, Rob. Some people have phobias of clowns.
Yeah.
Dude, drag queens scare the shit out of me.
Oh my God, it's terrifying.
It's too much makeup. It's too it's aggressive, bro.
Yeah.
It's like my cousin Daniela. She's little people. She almost gags and throws up. It's weird. It's so weird. Like, she's like, the candy's in her. But when I used to see drags, I see the drag queen as a kid, I'd get bro, it's a lot. It's like oh
yeah,
it's a
like
lot.
it doesn't look right.
Yeah, Rob, what do you think?
What I think, does this, and Brandon, you might know, is this phenomenon of the LGBTQ movement going on in other developed countries throughout the world, or is this a westernized American thing that you're only seeing here?
Western world.
Very much
Because,
Western.
One of the things that I think about a lot is, and we've talked about this on the PBD podcast, is the breakdown in the American family. And I really believe that the only thing that can stop this indoctrination of the children is strong family values. And that doesn't have to be religious or spiritual or anything like that. My 13-year-old came home and told me at his middle school, there's 2 things you have to be in the cool kids club. You either have to be gay or you have to be black. Yeah. And I looked at him and I said, buddy, one of those you definitely can't do.
Which one?
But we had that conversation. I go, how does that make you feel? And he goes, well, I'm okay with that because I'm not either one of those, and I'm finding friends outside of that I can develop relationships with. It goes to the Paw Patrol thing with you turning the TV off. I've done the same thing. Yep. There was a guy that we used to watch called Blippi.
I remember Blippi.
Until we found out that Blippi was into weird stuff where he was pooing on other people in videos, and I went, no, we're not watching Blippi.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
What it takes is actual parenting, and I feel like that is the problem that allows shit like this to go on. Listen, there were those people on Epstein's Island. They were underage. Where were the parents of those children?
Yeah.
How did those children end up there?
If they weren't sex trafficked, then 100%. But
San Francisco's filled with Blippies now.
Yeah,
They're just doing
exactly. But notice this, because I'm gonna go to you, Brandon. But think about because today, Rob, what parenting? Take this iPad, take this phone, get the hell out of here, leave us alone. I have seen. That's why I respect Pat so much, bro. They're not on iPads. It's like a treat. It's like, read this book, which, dude, I commend Pat so much. I wish my father did that. My father just drank and was like, get the hell out. Like, just don't be around
That was
him.
the 70s version, 80s version of the iPad. Yeah. It was scotch and a cigarette.
It was this. Get him out of here. I'm going to kill him. We're like, yay. But no, because it's like, bro, the technology is such it's a babysitter. Leave me alone. I don't want to parent. Go play on this. And by the way, who the hell knows what the hell they're watching on that shit? They could easily go on some cartoon and it's like, at least with SpongeBob, it was like subliminal. You have to be like, we have to be like, wait a minute, is SpongeBob gay? Like, now they're just like, it's out in the open. But Brandon, I want to move on to the second thing.
So that was a great point you bring up about the family, and I think that, it's hard for that to happen now because look at what's happened with the purchasing power since the 50s. When was the last time that we had strong families? Like the 50s and 60s, and then boom, the 70s get taken off the gold standard, and then inflation goes crazy for the next 50 years. And now 2 parents have to work for 12 hours a day.
Wow.
And look what that does to the family.
Great point.
Yeah, and I'm lucky where I can leave and go to work, and my wife works. works, but she works from home. So she's with the 3-year-old when he's at home after he gets home from daycare, and she can monitor what he's watching on TV, what he's doing. And then she can pick up the 13-year-old from school and talk to him on the way home. And then the one thing we've made a big move to doing as a family is sitting down and having family dinner every night. No matter what's going on in our lives, we all sit down and we have dinner. We talk about our days, what's going on in school, how are we feeling about it. And I'm telling you, in the past 3 years, I put work ahead of, familial obligations and left my wife to that for a while.
Yeah.
And over the past couple of years, I've really taken hold of that, and I've seen an improvement in my son's confidence, his courage. We have a better relationship, and it's all because, like you said, put down the iPad and let's have a conversation.
Now, what's going on in the school system where to be a cool kid, you have to be, like, if you want to win prom, the number one thing you could do is put on your mom's sundress, show up to school, and by that semester, you're going to be the prom king or queen, I suppose.
Nuts. Yeah, whatever.
Because you're so different. It just doesn't.
It happened fast, too. Like, I wasn't in school that long ago, and it was a totally different environment. Like, the cool kids were still, like, the kids who were good at sports and all that, could, like, get girls and all that when I was in high school. But, like, my cousin's in high school right now, and he said the same thing that you're saying, that the cool kids are the gay kids now.
But it was when I was in high school, we had two friends. We knew they were gay. Yeah. We knew it. I mean, they dated girls that were clearly beards to cover up their sexuality, and it was fine. It wasn't like we were against that. It just, you're talking about 2003, 2004, where LGBT rights hadn't really reached that. I don't know if they had the ability to have gay marriage yet in California or in the United States, but those two people held that in until college, and then they came out in college. They're like, by the way, we're gay. And we went, we know.
That closet that you were in was glass.
In that 20 years, that role has completely reversed. And part of that, I'm happy for. You can announce that you're gay, you love, a man, and you want to have a relationship, you don't have to hide in the closet, that's great. But then to push that agenda on other people, that's where it becomes an infringement of like, hey, wait, I'm a little uncomfortable.